Hey Dan, it's probably been a couple of weeks since I have sent a video. Again, I think I have this either real or imagined manic depressive film state in which I am highly motivated to do vids and then poorly motivated to do vids. It's really funny because I feel like I've got all these funny ideas and hell, I've complained about this before, but I don't ever quite come up with them. So thanks for the tour of your in-laws' house. Hopefully, when are Ron and Melissa moving in? By the way, you didn't mention that. So it looks like it's another at least month out before that house is ready. So hopefully soon, then they too can be in your videos. I just watched your dreaded Dread update, and I couldn't tell what part of the stockings that was from. I'm assuming it wasn't the middle. It's just an idea, but you could then stuff. What you could do is you could stuff all the dreads up the legs like that, and you could sleep like that. I think that would be really funny. You've got my support in that, though, no matter what you do. But it reminds me, I actually have a couple of presents for you. The likelihood of ever sending them to you is slim, but I do have them for you. One of which will help you with your dread situation, and another which will help you with the other end, your nether end situation. So anyway, let that be a teaser for you, and you'll be seeing that soon. Once I get off my dead behind and mail it to you. What's been occupying me as of late? Well, the same thing that's been occupying everyone. The sudden implosion of Wall Street. I just can't help but not feel sorry for them. You've heard me over the last 5.5 years with this roller coaster with Mugby. Struggling here, struggling there. Rochester was a debacle. And maybe my problem was I just couldn't figure out who to write to ask for several $100,000 to bail me out. Because I didn't get diddly from anybody. I'm not suggesting you should have sent me money. I mean, you should have sent me money, but that's a different issue. But $700 billion. I mean, when it was $85 billion for AIG, that was bad enough. I figured. I actually made a little card that said $220.78 on one side, and it said the answer $220.78, and I had that up right next to the register, so everybody who came into Mugby saw it. And on the flip side, it said the question was, what's every person's contribution to the AIG bailout? So everybody in this country, all 303 plus million of us, each of us was contributing $220.78 to AIG, which I just thought was an exceptionally bad investment. And I was really rather pissed off for many, many days. And as soon as I got going on it at work, I couldn't get stopped. And now we're looking at $700 billion. And you know what really gets me is that what they keep talking about is confidence in the markets, confidence. So it's not like we have a product like, here, this purse is worth $5. No, it's like we have to make people think that this purse has value even though it doesn't. And but I know it's more complex than that. I understand that it's far more complex probably than even Bernanke or Paulson understand. I understand that too. But what gets me is, what we're really talking about here is a bunch of excitable people wanting the value of something to go up, and so they all convince themselves that the value should be more. I mean, frankly, I've never understood why it is that a stock can be worth $100 one day and $50 the next day. I mean, it makes no sense to me. And I mean, like I said, I understand the dynamics. I understand how it works. I just don't agree with it. And my feeling is if they've screwed their companies up to that extent, then to hell with them. You know, I'm not giving them my money. Of course, I don't have a choice, but I don't like it. So I actually have a message. It's a message for all the CEOs out there and all the people who are, you know, the heads of these companies who are making, you know, double-digit millions of dollars from these companies. And if we give them $700 billion, their salaries are going to continue on. And so I thought, if I could tell them one thing, what would it be? What would be my message to them? And in fact, this is my message for President Bush. This is my message for the future President Obama or McCain, that I want you to pass on to all these CEOs and all the people who are the heads of these companies that have ridden them into the ground. Because I figure that they're yachting types, right? I need to use their language, or I need to use the language they would understand. So, being that they're yachting types, I've created a message for them. And here it is. This is my message to all of you from me. So, Dan, I would not suggest that you translate this in the presence of your children. And even though your kids are smart kids out there, all of you, don't go translating this because it's not appropriate for you. Okay? This is Uncle Carew talking. Not appropriate for young minds. This is only appropriate for old, cynical people like me and mad people. But this is my feeling, is that I'm tired as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore. I think it's from a movie from the 70s called Network Television Network, something. Anyway, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. That's what it is, and that's how I feel. And that's really it. I mean, I have been so wound up about this. I've been reading everything I can get my hands on. You know, a lot obviously on the internet. But I'm just fed up, and I can't. I mean, of course, then you've got all the posturing with the candidates, which really kind of pisses me off to no end. And I just, you know, it's so confusing. It's like you can't trust anything you say. You always have to think, what spin is on this? And, you know, maybe I'm being naive. Maybe everybody's like that. Even in the best situation, you have people who are spinning information or slightly changing it. I hope that's not the case, but I fear it probably is. But nonetheless, it's just been really, really hard to sit by and listen to this. In fact, we've been having a problem with Preston at school in that he objects to people trying to make him feel bad, people who hurt his feelings, people who make fun of him. And the way he objects is he doesn't say to them, you know, what you're saying is hurtful, and, you know, I don't like the way it makes me feel, and I would like you to stop. Okay, he's 7.5. Fine. What does he do instead? He says, "Oh!" and he grabs him, he punches him. Part of me wishes that's what we would do with Wall Street. You know what? No, I'm going to grab you by the friggin' lapels, and I'm going to headbutt you. That's what I want to do. But we can't because we're civilized. Well, screw that. You know, here's my electronic headbutt to you. So, actually, it's funny because while I haven't encouraged Preston, it's one of those situations where you put your arms around him and you smile and say, you know, that really wasn't appropriate behavior. But you know, I figured that's, you know, he'll learn. And I am not actually worried about it. In fact, I'm rather glad that he's standing up for himself, because I spent many, many years myself quietly eating those kinds of comments. And I'm glad Preston stands up. He stands up, he punches somebody, he lets it go, he holds no grudges, and that's fine. There's a great scene from Field of Dreams where Moonlight Graham is going up to bat, and the pitcher throws it at his head, and oh hell, I don't have time. Gotta go. I'll finish my story next video.